when we're talking about great quarterbacks, obviously Mahomes is that guy, but the stats and everything like that people are talking about aren't too impressive to start here. What have you seen from the Chiefs offense, and why won't he throw the ball to Travis? Is it because of that debate off the field going on between their hobbies or what?
Trouble in
What's going on?
Brent, you was shell-shocked.
Yeah.
That aggressive takedown.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that stuff.
Fair.
Yeah, smart. Damn,
I
that's
only
smart.
like sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think week one, when you watch this offense in week one against Baltimore, very impressive performance. I think you saw some of the speed element of Xavier Worthy be very new to Baltimore, going back to the Thursday night game, and the offensive line performing at a high level.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, Ty just threw his phone over here. Don't get distracted like Neil Brown, please. Just continue.
We got a little noise here.
All right, everybody, let's move along. Nothing happened.
Noise.
Yeah, good.
Sorry, Dan. Jeez Louise. You had a good answer going.
Sorry, Ty, you good, bud?
Yeah, I'm good. Just a little noise going
The
on.
phone's not good, though. Phone just thinks it's
Yeah. Broke.
I can't believe you, Boston Connor.
Why?
What do you do?
Good question.
Noche means night.
Night.
Just,
It
is
does.
that why?
Yeah, you don't
Just
know.
learned that.
Hola, aquí estamos, mi amigo. Noche. Equal
Noche.
night.
Night.
Why won't he throw to Kelce?
Yeah, that's a big question.
Yeah, I mean,
Got a couple big.
right
Because
now,
he's on my fantasy team.
Yeah, and he's not playing well for us.
I think the reality is, one, Rashee Rice has become the main number one target for that offense. Rightfully so. I think that the way that they're designing their plays are really specific to Rashee Rice, trying to get him either one-on-one matchups down the field or getting him across the middle of the field, constantly on the move. That's kind of been the theme for their pass game offensively. I think, too, Travis has been asked to be this was a little bit of the case last year. Part of some of their protection, initially was, at the left tackle position, their left tackle struggling a bit. Does Travis have to initially chip or whatnot? And I think three, they're throwing the football just a little bit less. They are. Teams are playing them structurally the way they have for the past couple of seasons. I don't think the lack of targets or production from Travis is going to be an issue. We saw this last year. We saw it ramp up as the season was going on. New piece, Xavier Worthy, a focus point of trying to get him a little bit involved in their passing game as well. So I think this offense, it's cliche. Every year is different, and they're trying to figure out what they're going to be on offense this year.
Yeah, and Travis is saying, who's afraid of little old me? You should be to defenses. And right now, I'm afraid that our fantasy team is going to be in trouble.
No, we are fine.
Let me tell you why. Because Travis understands that right now it isn't about building up his confidence. It's about building up Rasheed's confidence in that offense, Xavier Worthy's offense, confidence in this entire thing. And when you think about the Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice relationship, I think Herb Street said it on our show. Maybe somebody else did. They talked about how Travis Kelce normally goes and meets with the quarterbacks, so he knows his shit, right? I guess Travis Kelce's very diligent, watches the most amount of film out of any tight end in history, maybe. And I think Gronk had a natural feel and figured it out, and he obviously had to put in an immense amount of work. But I guess Travis Kelce understanding what everybody's doing like a quarterback is a big part of his game. That's why he can do the Travis Kelce shit, and him and Patrick Mahomes are on the same page. I guess he's brought Rashee Rice with him to those meetings now. So I guess Rashee Rice is getting a deep understanding of whole offense, whole defense, how Travis, why you're doing what you're doing in there. And I think that is a big brother, little brother situation that's kind of brewing over there, which is not good for anybody.
No.
Anybody else in the NFL. This goes back to your point from yesterday.
Yeah, Rashee Rice is so good.
But your point was if you're not a fan of the Chiefs.
I mean, if you're not a fan of the Chiefs, look, and I got some more people on the bandwagon. I like to see X.
Who's
a lot of
bandwagon?
people, my bandwagon.
Bullshit
you don't
bandwagon.
need to root for just one team and let them control your happiness
bullshit,
throughout the season. Enjoy the rest of the college football season, Gumps.
You're a Dolphins fan too, D-Bucks. That's the problem, brother.
I'm a
Your
Dolphin
Eagles
fan for
lost
life,
last
brother.
night.
Hey, look, we're tough, but my Chargers, guess what?
My Chargers.
It's hardball season, baby. So
4 years, man.
Look, if you're not the Chiefs, then the Chiefs will figure it out. Kelce, in the biggest moments, in the biggest games, he's gonna make the biggest play. That's just who he is. But Rashee Rice is developing, like Dan said, he is kind of that number one target, and he's explosive.
Yeah.
And you get him when you get a high low with Kelce and Rashee Rice in the middle of the field. You saw it in the Baltimore game, one of the big plays that Rashee Rice had. Two linebackers underneath the hook defenders. They're both keyed on Kelce. boom, Rice climbs behind him. So they will, and then you're gonna have 5 of the 6 plays that you got to get Xavier Worthy hands on the ball. So I mean, they're going to be a low, especially when Pacheco gets back in that lineup.
Dan, how about my question for you is Travis running Travis routes because he understands everything so much is good because he knows where everybody else is going.
Yep.
He knows where everybody's going to be against this defense. This is going to be the hole. Nobody's going to be there. I'm going to go occupy that space, and Patrick's going to find me. Like, they kind of broke it down, I think, with the Alex Smith thing about a little bit more the other day on Sunday, yada, yada, yada. Can't have multiple people doing that, right, on one offense?
Correct.
Can't, right? Because then knowing where everybody
there's
else
rules
is
guys and there's guidelines guys. There's rules guys. You know, like, hey, this is the play, dude. And if you're not smart enough to handle anything more than that, or you make mistakes, or you think one way and it's not that way, or you fool the quarterback, like, you got to follow the rules. We don't give you freedom. We don't give you leeway. And then there's guidelines guys that, hey, the play is this, but if you prove that you can kind of handle it and see it the right way and you do the right stuff at the right time more often than not, and it ends up being a good play, like, you give those guys freedom and guidelines to do that stuff. I mean, like, one of the greatest dudes I was ever around when it came to that was Lance Moore for the Saints. Like, Lance was kind of similar in that regard. Like, Lance was this guy where, like, hey, this is the play, and he'd be like, all right, but like, listen, if they do this and you kind of feel this, and I'm just expect me to kind of break this off and go to that space and whatnot. And so he was a guy that, like, took it from the paper and said, I understand that, but I want to kind of put my own color on it. So there's guys like that for sure.
If Rashee Rice becomes one of those guys because these meetings that's happening, good luck. You know, that's just like the next generation of it taking place. I think Breece Hall actually told Aaron Rodgers, right, that we're going to talk to him in about 25 minutes. Breece Hall said, hey, I'm going to go out there. If there's a linebacker on me, throw me a go ball.
Throw it.
And Aaron goes, you got it. And then they throw him the go ball.
Dude, that's so good. That's so good, man. Like, that for a young kid to do that to a Hall of Famer too, like that. Like, you've got to pay it forward. You know, you got to go make the catch to credit him. And then, Pat, I have to run because I got to go do stuff for the Bills. So I apologize. I love you guys.
Wow.
You know what, dude? The best play in that game is the throw to Garrett Wilson on 3rd and 1. Though.
Yeah, the little whoopity woo. Yeah, it's filthy. I saw you on your little thing doing the thing yesterday. We appreciate you so much. Obviously, them both on the same page is beautiful. The chemistry is real. The catch is insane. The route is absurd, and it's in the 4th quarter, so it's a big time.
And there's like 3. Aaron changes the whole play with like 3 seconds on the play clock.
Well, yeah, he's the last minute. The amount of those they get out of here. And Salah too, calling timeouts on the sideline. What are we doing? It's like, that's Aaron Rodgers football, brother. We are dissecting everything that's happening on the other side for as long as we possibly can. And there's going to be a little red shadow behind that play clock
every time.
3, 2, every single time. You need to just relax. Welcome to the show.